This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in Metaquest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The Metaquest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code RuffTalkVR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Today we're talking about Monday morning news, which is, I think, becoming one of my favorite editions of episodes to do.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, it's also because we always say it in our world of VR. Every week there's a bunch of new stuff.
It constantly changes, and just like that,
Even
this week being a new week, guess what? More news.
A whole bunch of news. But before
Go
we go deep into that, we actually just launched our Patreon server, which I am so excited about. We've been teasing it. We've been saying that we have some cool tiers, but we haven't been saying what the tiers are.
Mm-hmm.
But this past Friday, we announced it on social media. But let's be real. Everybody who listens to the podcast, not everybody's on the Discord server. Not everybody's on the Reddit. Not everybody follows us on social media.
The Reddit.
So yeah, we launched our Patreon server. If you want to go become a supporter, you can visit the link in our bio or in our show notes, the episode description. You'll find the link there. And, we have a whole bunch of cool tiers. So, if you don't mind me bothering you with some reading, I'll actually even read what those tiers are. We gave some of them some silly names. Like the first one's just supporting. And that one, that's if, you just want to throw a couple bucks. It's $3. You don't really get any benefit out of it. That one's pretty much like our Buy Me a Coffee server used to be. That's the just supported. Here's $3.
No, you do get some benefit out of it, just not, you get nothing in return for it.
Yeah, you know what you get as a benefit?
You get the benefit feeling good, right?
I even wrote that in the description. I go, this tier is for someone who just wants to support and help us grow. There's no benefits for this tier besides the joy in your heart knowing you're helping us grow. That's true. So the next tier, this is where we start to actually offer you some cool stuff. We start with what I call the Discord Champion, and that name is subject to change. We were even talking about that off air. It's just something playful. I didn't want to just call it Patreon supporter on the Discord, but Discord Champion, and that tier gives you an exclusive Discord server role. So everybody who does this, they'll have a little label on their name as the Discord Champions, and then you'll get an exclusive Discord chat room. So exclusive server role, nice little label, let people know you're a Patreon supporter.
So it could be a lonely room for a little while.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a lonely room for quite a bit, but hopefully one day it's there. So if you use Discord, you want an exclusive chat room, which we'll pop into a whole bunch, obviously, and exclusive Discord title, which is as of now Discord Champion. Subject to change. I like the name, but I could also see somebody being like, dude, I just want to be known as a Patreon supporter.
If you could put it to the Queen song,
right?
Then it'd be great.
Yeah,
if every time you came in a room it played.
But yeah, so Discord Champion, that one's $5 a month to get that. And the way for all these next tiers, the way it's going to work is every tier you go up, you get all the benefits of the previous tiers. So the next tier up is a no ad tier. If you don't want to listen to ads on the podcast, this tier is $10 a month, and it gives you, an ad-free feed of the episodes. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Some people, they really despise
That's pretty
ads.
Standard.
Yeah, it's, I don't mind ads. I usually just skip them, but I can see how if you'd rather just donate and not get the ads, no problem. $10 a month. That way, we can still keep some bread on the table. Because the reality is those advertisers
aren't. I can't believe you skip ads. I never skip ads.
Sometimes I do. It depends, man. It
if
depends.
I listen, the only time I do is if I listen to the same show a lot.
I'll do it if the host isn't fun with the ads. There's
some
hosts that I always
see a
listen
lot
to
more
their ads.
of preset, like you can tell their sent file ad reads that the companies have said, this is, you just play this.
Yeah, if it's a fun ad read,
yeah,
I'll listen to it. like, I won't lie, even before they became a supporter, this is honestly, God, if I heard Manscaped on a podcast, I was probably going to listen to that ad because it's a funny ad.
They're always funny.
Yeah, 100%. But I agree. If it's just a boring, there's even some podcasts I've listened to that it's not the same host reading the ad reads that are on the show. It's really weird. It's like, why would you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I've seen, and it's becoming like I've seen some movie ones, people promoting movies on podcasts and such, and
It's some commercial guy's voice.
It's basically, you know, the movie people's people, but the hosts have nothing to do. They're basically just playing a tape. You know?
Yeah, I have a bias towards host read ads as a consumer, and I like when they're a little silly. But, you know, like before we get too crazy, you know, $10 a month, that gets you as well.
You don't have to listen to those ads.
Yeah, you don't got to listen
Even
to those
though
ads.
ours are definitely sometimes pretty silly.
Yeah, we might be shooting ourselves in the foot with that one, but nonetheless. And then, you know, as well, because like I mentioned, every tier you go up, you get the benefits of the other tier. You know, you are in the Discord. You're a Discord champion as well. Even if you don't use Discord, the day you are, you'll have it. The next tier up is actually going to be known as Video Love. In this one, anybody who subscribes to this tier, you're going to have your either whatever you want, your name, your username. You can even do a business name, your pet's name, whatever you want. We'll have it across the bottom of the video in like a rolling ticker, you know, on all of our new videos.
Sweet.
So sweet. That one's pretty cool. And then that one's $25 a month as well.
That is a cool one.
Yeah, I like the video ticker.
Yeah, I like that.
So if you want your name on all of our new videos, boom, $25 a month. The next one
It's
is
the internet, so it's forever.
Come on, it's on YouTube. As long as YouTube's up and running, I doubt YouTube's shutting down, you know.
Forever.
But the next one is an on-air shout-out, which might even be more permanent because we're not relying on Google there with YouTube. But for $50 a month, you get an on-air shout-out once a week on air. We'll shout you out. We'll say, hey, here's our list of people who are this tier supporters, and you know, we'll give you some nice love every week. So that one's $50 a month. And then obviously you get the ad-free episodes, the video love as well. You know, like I said, you never lose anything. The next one up is known as the 100% Podcast Council.
I like that name.
Yeah, it's real silly. You know, we say 100% a lot. You know, one of our Discord members, Shoes, you know, he even counts how often we say 100%.
I don't say it that much anymore.
Man, we're like recovering addicts.
I'm more of the F-bomb guy, I think, now and then, or the shit guy.
Yeah, at least we've cut back on shit, too, I think.
I'm trying to clean it up a little bit, you know.
We try.
Can't. It's hard.
We're from Boston. We're not Boston. We're from, you know,
I'm
Massachusetts.
not from Boston.
So the 100% Podcast Council. That one's $75 a month. You know, like I said, all the previous tiers, and you get to vote once a month for a user voted game. So
user voted game.
Yeah. So example, we can be like, hey, what game do you want us to play? That, you know,
I like that
once
one.
a month.
There's a couple on the tier I like because it puts a little authority and power into the.
Yeah. I kind of butchered the explanation of that, but we did something like that before, where we, you know, we let users on our Reddit vote for a new game, and I think that's when we ended up doing Green Hell, right?
Yeah, either Reddit or Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a really good game. So, you know, selfishly for us, we get exposed to games that maybe we wouldn't have.
Oh yeah, but somebody could take that tier just to torture you with a game that they've heard you say, like, you know, like, I won't lie, you know, if I were to go after me, I would just say do Rec Room.
Yeah.
Yep. I want and I want an honest review of it.
Or that 1-star ping pong game.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to do too. But yeah, so the 100% Council, once a month, you get to vote for a game for us to review. And as well, if we have any important decisions about the podcast that we want user feedback in, you get to vote in that as well. So for like, hey, we're going to do a community vote for something, that goes to the 100% Council. That one's $75 a month. And then the last one, the Holy Grail. The
granddaddy of them all.
Yeah. Oh, I should change that to granddaddy, because now in the description it says the home run. This is the Grand Slam home run. I love this friggin' podcast here. Gets you the ability for once a month to play the session with either one or both hosts, you know? So let's say specifically you just want to play example, Mother Gunship. That's only 2-player. Mm-hmm. I'll let you know. Stratus is better. You know, you're much better than me at that game. If you want to just play with one of us, you can, or...
Yeah, but I might not be that much fun to play with, so...
Where I think you'd get the most fun, most value out of it, you can play with both of us as well.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, you know, you don't know. We never... I doubt anybody dislikes one of us, but maybe, you know?
I don't know. I cringe at myself sometimes, so...
Yeah. So, for that one, $100 a month, like I said, once a month, 1-hour game session with either one of us or both of us. And then plus, the video love, the on-air shout-out.
So if the game's still going
console.
on, like it's one of the, hour, is it like a taxi ride where just your clicker goes off and you're done?
No, come on. We can't
You wouldn't do that, right?
No, that's not right.
I'm just playing devil's advocate as the consumer.
Yep.
You're like, well, what if, it's a wicked good game and you're in it and there's still more to do and just time's just run out. Like, all right.
Yep. Bye.
Catch you next month.
You only get 1 hour. No, I think
shouldn't have picked Demio.
Much more reasonable people. Demio might have to be, all right, we'll finish this one in another session just because, dude, whole Demio, the more people you have playing, too, the longer it takes.
Yeah, and the strategy and
the discussion. Demio would be a fun one.
So we promise we would never leave you hanging.
No, can't be like that. No.
That'd be messed up.
And then, like I keep saying, you get all the benefits of the lower end. So it ranges pretty simple from either you get nothing, you get Discord, you want some on-air shout-outs, some video love, ad-free.
Got something for everyone.
Yeah, and, I don't really expect a bunch of people to do the holy grail. I get it, $100 a month for a podcast is quite a bit, but it's good to have that option. I mean, hey, everybody lives different financial lives, right?
No, you're correct.
So at the same time, it was important for us. Like, we had discussed maybe doing a bonus episode or something like that, but we've never really paywalled content, and it would be weird to start,
Yeah, I personally would feel like if you're being paid for certain content, then you're probably gonna either dumb down one side that's free, or you're gonna up the other side that people paid for.
Yeah.
So you're getting some value out of it, and I don't ever want to do something.
No, if we recorded a third episode, I'd rather just put it out to the public than only for the pay. So we
prefer not to ever have to do that. No,
so we didn't do bonus content. We do some edits, so live stream might be tough. A live feed of it, but maybe not either. That's something that we played with.
To sit through it.
Yeah, it's things like that we talked about, but we left them off. But maybe they'll pop back on one day. But I don't know. We just didn't want to paywall content.
That's where it is today.
Yep, that's the current Ruff Talk VR Patreon. So now to the actual news. So
to the good stuff.
This week, out of nowhere, one of the most hyped games coming to the Quest 2, Bonelab, the sequel of Boneworks, which, I say it all the time. For PC VR games, you have Half-Life Alyx, you have Blade and Sorcery, and then Boneworks is definitely number 3. People really like Lone Echo 1 and 2 as well, but in terms of games that get that constant,
this
community,
one's got a following.
Yeah,
yes,
Boneworks has
a big following.
It's pretty much a Blade and Sorcery level following, I would say. So Boneworks was big on PC VR. Now the sequel is coming to Steam as well, so still going to be PC VR, but it's coming to the Quest 2. And oh my goodness, does it look good. Now, we've known for a while that it's coming, but these guys out of nowhere just dropped that on Thursday. It's released. It's out.
Yeah, that was
There's no like, oh, hey, it's coming out next month in a couple weeks. It's like, no, next week.
Or October 11th.
Yeah. That was even my guess that it was going to come out the same day of the Connect.
I was kind of thrown.
It's like Thursday?
Like, are you kidding me?
This Thursday? Like, what?
I just want to get it in my hands, per se.
So, the thing that makes Boneworks such a big cult following is the same thing that makes Blade and Sorcery a big cult following. The physics engine of it. And I'm so excited to experience this on just native standalone Quest.
Like I said, I got to get it in my hand.
Yeah.
I got to. Because it's like, I got a lot of questions. This isn't one where I've ignored any press coverage or people talking about it. And there's some passion on both sides of the fences for how it's going to perform. So
yeah, it's interesting because we don't have the same like in-depth experience with Boneworks that a lot of people have because we're Quest 2 users.
Correct.
So it's going to be really fun to review because I actually think it's going to benefit us because we're not going to be
comparing it.
Yeah. We're not going to have bias either liking it or bias against it because I like Boneworks more or whatever. It's going to be how is it on the Quest 2 for a new user experience,
What's really crazy?
What?
As you were saying this, I just thought of it. Years from now, we're probably going to be, these reviews are going to change to which headset is it best on.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of new
the competitions are coming.
Yeah.
I'm already envisioning like, all right, so now it's going to be Bone works on like 3 different headsets that you'd have to
to
realistically be able to say how it really compares.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hit that day. I'm not complaining about that one bit.
But I'm excited for this. Like I said, once I get it in my hands, then I'll have some answers to some stuff I got kicking in my own head. But we'll see.
Yeah, Boneworks had quite a big modding community. It'll be interesting to see if that carries over into Bonelabs. If Bonelabs has the same modding community and it's as compatible, oh my goodness, we're in for a lot of entertainment. If the physics is as good as Boneworks was, which they're saying they haven't dumbed down the physics at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that this is going to be everything that all the hype leading up to it says it's going to be.
And because of the modding capability, I don't know. This could be a game that, let's see. This could be a big one.
We'll know Thursday.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I cannot wait for this one. So Bonelab coming this Thursday out of nowhere. And then like you were just saying about new headsets, last week we were saying that Pico is doing their headset announcement. Well, they did it. It's coming out.
Look pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's going to be the Pico 4. It's coming out October 18th. What was it? 429 euros or something like that?
Yeah. It was
reasonably priced.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I think that translated to an even $420 US, which is something about that price point. I'm immature. It made me laugh.
Did it really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because right now, man, it's not like it was a couple of years ago with US dollar to euro conversions.
When I went to England friggin' 17 years ago? 16, 17 years ago, our money was not doing well.
And then
compared to the euro at all. Or the pound. Oh my God, the pound was crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
shit hit 1-to-1, and now I think the US dollar is a little stronger. It's wild times. But nonetheless, that's
okay.
That's it, yeah. So I think it broke down to like $420 US, but
doesn't go to Europe.
Doesn't matter though, because unfortunately, as of right now, Pico 4 is only launching in Europe and Asia. No North America release
yet. That's why
yet.
I was saying time to go to Europe. We'll have to go stay there for a couple months. I really want to try it.
Yeah. I
really do. I'm a little jelly that
it didn't look
there's no talk about us getting one in the States. So
yeah, I wish that we could. I hope we can get our hands on one. It looks lightweight. That's probably the biggest takeaway I had from it. It has like that Cambria sleek design. I wouldn't really consider it
comfortable.
It looked very cozy. I wouldn't consider it like a Quest 3 competitor or even a Cambria competitor. It's still pretty close to the Quest 2. Not like a full forward step up, a little diagonal, a little shuffle, a little baby steps.
Yeah.
It's got different lenses.
It's got a couple of things that make it different.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
One could argue, and the argument has existed, that it's very, very similar to the Quest 2 if you were to strip it naked and get down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah. Like example.
There are some changes, and I think some of them are actually better than the Quest 2.
Yeah, that's why I say it's definitely not equal. That was more of their last one. It's a little bit of like a diagonal step.
So if we got one and brought it here, would it work?
So I've heard people who have used previous Pico ones that I don't think that they're on the App Store. So if you have an iPhone, you can't use the app. And if you're on Android, you might have to VPN it because it's not in the, if you try to buy software through the app. But I think you can buy games and stuff in headset, just not on there. But don't quote me on that. I haven't,
We obviously have no U.S. servers that.
Yeah.
So know how that works.
So, example, if Quest 3 got announced and it had the specs of the Pico 4, I would be disappointed.
Well,
as a Quest app. No. So I won't say it's a Quest. Well, I saw some articles going around saying Pico 4, the Quest 3 competitor, and it's
yeah, those are clickbaits.
If Quest 3 came out with these specs, I would be bitching. And this is coming from a guy who's pretty, pro metas and all that. No, I would not like this as a Quest 3, but as another headset competitor.
It doesn't hurt the market at all.
No, for $420.
More people playing, the better.
Yeah, so I think if they did a full North America, even South America, why is South America not getting love? North and South American launch, I think it would do really good for the VR community.
We'd have to do with the word America in there somewhere.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't go the way of Huawei.
Yeah, no, you were saying that.
Well, I don't know if it's likely or not, but I mean,
I don't know why you're even planting the seed in anybody's head, because someone's gonna take that ball and run with it. Get Pico out of America.
I don't need to plan it. There's so much politics in the United States, and banning Huawei was a little bipartisan, that there's at least going to be a couple U.S. senators making a bark if they do a U.S. launch, right? I mean,
I don't know.
I hope
they will now. Good job.
Asshole.
Fucked it up for everyone.
No,
but no, I really do. All jokes aside and all politics aside, I mean, I don't care where a headset's made, or and
I want to see more.
I don't want to say or what's in it, because then obviously that's not smart. But I have an iPhone. I mean, it knows more about me than I know.
Yeah. Hey, at least I'll trust Apple with they've gotten into squalms with the U.S. government about not creating backdoors into their devices and stuff like that, because their attitude is, well, if we give a backdoor to you,
but I get updates every week pretty much from Apple there, every time they do an update, and I look at the fixes, and some of them I find out on the news quicker than I do the phone. That if you have, if you didn't update, you're screwed.
No, I get what you're saying.
People can easily get your shit, and they almost even tell you how they're doing it. And then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh yeah, now I have an update. Well, that's great. How old is this news? If the news is telling me before my phone is, and my phone tells me where I'm going before I get there, it's crazy.
No, but I get what you're saying. It's like,
I just want to try it.
I'm such a believer of the more fish in the ocean, the better, right? Like, why do I only want one headset? Let's
I think it's coming. It's coming.
I think the best case scenario is we have
the under $3,000 ones. They're coming.
Well, it's cool because it's just another company focusing on standalone as well. That's a big thing because, PSVR is coming out. You need a PlayStation. If there's another PC VR headset, it's not really standalone focus. Meta and Pico are the two that are really pushing standalone forward.
I think, standalone's definitely the future.
I think so.
It's just putting all the processing power into something that doesn't have to look like an old school TV.
And I'm still, we'll see. I say it every week. Let's see if one day we get an Apple announcement. I'd love to see it. I'm believe it when I see it, guy.
Yeah.
At this point,
I think the thing's still suntan in your face if you put it on, but I don't know.
So, props to Meta too, because another thing I want to talk about, they teased this video. One of their researchers put it on YouTube of some full body tracking that they're working on, like some software with the Quest 2, which doesn't have bottom facing tracking cameras. Like, it can't track your legs and knees and stuff like that. So it's all like AI guesswork.
Yeah.
It looked smooth. It looked real smooth. It was like very impressive because they were saying that they want to bring legs to their avatars. We were even just talking about that last week. Well, in order to do legs, you have to have some sort of movement on them. Like, if they're just gliding around, that looks terrible. So
never move.
Right? Imagine that, like a ghost float is how it does the walk. That would be terrible. So if that's the progress that they've made so far, that looked pretty crisp. That looked real impressive.
I liked it.
Yeah. So, big props to them. I kind of jumped around for a second. I should have brought this one up before. I kind of forgot about it. Pico also got an exclusive. They announced a bunch of games for the Pico 4. Most of them were games on the Quest 2. It's, hey,
just another surprise.
Yeah, just another headset to play them on. But they are getting their first exclusive. It's Just Dance VR, which Just Dance is actually a pretty big series. I'll give them that. That was nice.
That's a good score.
I wonder if Just Dance is bigger in Europe than North America as well.
I have no idea. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say yes.
Yeah, because it seemed, I didn't know a bunch of people. Yes. I know Just Dance was huge, but I didn't personally know a bunch of people who played it. But there's clearly an audience. Yeah. So maybe that audience just isn't in America,
It's a good pickup for them.
Yeah. No, that was a big series acquisition. Another big one though. I want to give big props to these guys because
are they getting Pop too? I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I laughed so hard.
Pop 3.5
because they put out that they're doing Pico worlds with like avatars that look so similar to their Quest avatars.
It's hysterical.
The whole branding of, and look, we've said it. We're not anti-Pico guys. Like, I want more players in the market.
It's funny to watch play out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said, are they doing a Pop too?
I think even last week you joked like that they should call, because it's going to be the Metaquest Pro, that they should have called it the Pico Quest Pro or something like that.
Just stupid. Go for it.
Yeah. So Pico Worlds was funny to see. But yeah, so Quest, Meta's releasing an update pretty soon for the recording as well on the Quest that'll let you set the resolution and the aspect ratio and stuff like that. So if you're one of those people who like record videos natively from the Quest and you don't like it, boom, it's getting even better.
A lot better, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, because I record natively from the Quest. If we overlay it on a video,
yeah,
a year ago it would often get choppy. The audio would desync, but the audio is not really relevant to us anyway. But it was just an issue that existed. Man, it's even just, as of a couple weeks ago, been really, really tight. It looks good. So they've made a lot of progress there.
No, I admit, I recorded something the other day, and if I look at a video I recorded a year ago, that was always my beef with VR, is like, it sucks when you show somebody VR not in VR, because it's a terrible representation of what the actual product is. But now the videos are getting a little better, where it's like, okay, someone can maybe appreciate the value of what you're talking about.
Yeah, before, if you wanted really tight footage recorded from your headset, you kind of had to do a PC hookup with it to get it.
Yeah, there was no way to do it.
Yeah, natively. And that's kind of always been a big criticism of the Metaquest too, is that they don't really have good, quote unquote, built-in content creator stuff. Like, there's no way to go live on Twitch or YouTube. They used to let you live stream onto your Facebook, your personal Facebook.
That was terrible. They took that away.
Yeah. And sometimes it was glitchy, like Pop 1. If you tried to do Pop 1 through that function, the sound wouldn't work. Remember we ran into that? So it was glitchy, but improve it. Don't take it away.
I think that's exactly what happened, is it just didn't work well. And
they said, let's focus our time on something else.
Let's get those 120 hertz running smooth.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully they start to put more focus into that.
They should.
If you could stream natively on Twitch or YouTube right from your headset, we would probably stream more.
Well, and think of this. It's not like they didn't know that the quality of the video looked like shit when people live streamed it. So maybe we should fix the quality of the video and then bring back the live. So now we don't have to be embarrassed over nothing, because it just was the representation that was lacking.
I wouldn't even be salty if they were like, look, you can't go live on Twitch or YouTube, but you can go live on Facebook Gaming. Like, officially integrated.
They own it.
Boom, that makes sense to me, whatever.
Yep.
But I just want some more built-in streaming options. Come on. But so I think the resolution is a step in that direction, and hopefully they keep working on that. I think one last thing to talk about, the last couple of weeks, man, that we keep saying this game's coming to the official Quest store. This game's coming to the official Quest store. It's cool to see these App Lab games that for so long have deserved to be on the official store start to get the love. We even Deism, which we just reviewed the other week, another one, boom, coming. The first App Lab game we ever played. We said on the Deism review, it was Deism in this game. These were the first two App Lab games we downloaded. Crisis Brigade 1 at the time, and then Crisis Brigade 2 we played right after. Crisis Brigade 2, a game that I understand why the first one wasn't on the official store, but I remember we were playing the second one and we were like, come on, not even the sequel's on the official store? Like, this one probably should be. It's a great co-op experience, which I always feel like there's not enough of on the official Quest store. You're probably not going to play through the campaign of the game a whole bunch, but it's a great experience. They're relaunching it officially, changing the name from Crisis Brigade 2, which is a bit of a bad name if you ask me, to what they should have had it as originally, Crisis Brigade, because that's what you're like. You look at Brigade, you're like, VR-agade?
Yeah.
What? Brigade? What's going on? So
I get it, VR.
Yeah. So Crisis Brigade 2, I think that's a great name change, but it's completely relaunching as like a whole new app and everything. So I'm excited for this.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy, and I'm kind of like, I kind of like the second one. Now you're revamping the whole thing, and then is it still going to be the same game?
Again, it's going to be two different apps. Like, if you go onto,
so it's like,
I think you're going to have to rebuy it if you bought this, because they're
not changing the old games to Brigade.
No, it doesn't look like it, because I can see in the this is at least my interpretation of it, because I can go on the Metaquest store and I can see coming soon. It says Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded.
So we can't say it's going to be a good co-op experience.
And then I go on
until we do it.
Yeah, but the Crisis Brigade 2 store page of the game I own still exists too. Yeah. So it's like, I think it's going to be two separate apps. I don't think I'm guessing if you bought 2, you're not going to get this one for free, because it's like it's like when companies do a remaster.
It's a brand new start.
Maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's just my assumption.
And think of the logistics. Why wouldn't you just do what Deism did and just go, look, if you bought it, you still own it?
Yep. the only reason that you'd be doing a whole new app
You don't
is...
own Brigade, you own Brigade.
I think in their mind, this is how I'm imagining that Crisis Brigade 2 is a separate game than Crisis Brigade 2 remastered, relaunched, whatever they're calling it, you know?
Okay.
That's how I interpret it, because exactly what you said. Otherwise, you would just do the app rollover. Exactly how Deism did it. So
we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm curious what their price of it will be.
Could be good.
Yeah.
Could be not. We'll see.
Because at least if it's not as good as Brigade 2, at least you're still going to have that app on your account. Yeah. So we could always go back and play that.
I'll have all three.
Yeah. I imagine it's going to be better, though. But I'm curious.
Okay.
So, I think that just about wraps it up on things I want to talk about. Anything else you want to go over before we?
Yeah, man. One thing, and it's not even VR related. Go figure. But it's just too big not to talk about, because we'll probably be talking about it for years.
What's that?
Oh, come on. You can't guess. Huge event. The Rockstar League. Grand Theft Auto.
Not VR related, but that definitely was big
Thieving
stuff.
bastards.
Yeah, it felt a little dirty, if you ask me.
I think the whole thing's dirty.
It just...
I don't want to start trouble for nobody, including myself, but...
It felt dirty.
Like somebody stole something, in my opinion. It seems like blackmailing.
Yeah, Rockstar got hacked, and then they posted a bunch
not
of
like
footage.
A video or a screenshot.
Like a bunch of
like
footage and screenshot.
Hour and a half of footage.
You know what I did like to see in it, though? It was really cool.
What's that?
Obviously, leaks are a weird thing to me. If they feel like maybe they got actually intentionally leaked, it's one thing, that doesn't feel dirty to me.
A planned leak?
Yeah, but if it's like this thieving, or even somebody just like...
Somebody broke into your system and stole it?
That is like the most dirty feeling leak there is. So I'm not saying anything that there's anything cool about that. What I did like to see is I saw some people being like, "Oh, this is how the graphics of it look. If it's this far in development, this is how the graphics looks. That's how the graphics are going to be at release." And a lot of developers came out and they were like, "Look, every game's made differently. Like for the majority, how we've always made games, graphics are the last thing that get made.
Up the artwork last, yeah."
And so there's a lot of big franchises, a lot of big popular games. The developers were like, "Look, this is what our game looked like 6 months out from release, let alone a year or two." So shut the hell up about the graphics. Don't rag on the game because you leaked stuff. It wasn't even meant to ever be seen by anybody. Obviously, it's not as crisp as it's going to be at release.
It's just dirty.
Otherwise, they would be teasing it.
And nobody's more excited for this game coming than me, but I wouldn't ever want somebody to break into somebody's system for what?
Yeah.
And like they said, the game's 1 to 2 years out. We know it takes 2 years to aggressively build a top-notch VR game.
From scratch, yeah.
So it's you can imagine how much more polished to even try to make any assumption that even what you're really looking at is a finished product. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
The whole thing angers me, dude. It's there's a safe way to do things and a fair way to do it. Like people who are near where the cars are made for Ford and Chevy, and they're constantly got photographers waiting there on the roads to see these cars that go down the road that are wrapped in weird patterns and shit, because it's the new Camaro coming. And there's people who make a living taking pictures of these cars, but they're not going over to the cars and peeling the paper off and going, "That's what's underneath.
Yeah. I
broke in. I'm going to, let alone try to hold basically a gun to a company's head and be like, I have the source code and I'll release it unless you give me money."
What?
Or I don't even know if he asked for money, so I don't want to say that.
Yeah,
but he
we're
did.
Just saying that he had the source code and he hasn't released it yet. Yeah.
Let's talk. It's you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Flat out. The thing pissed me off, dude, because I'm like, dude, there's such a... so much different if, you found it in the garbage, like last week's incident with the Quest, the Cambria. No. Which we think is bullshit, too.
Or if it's look, if you
just pissed about it.
If you look in, the code of an update to hardware and you notice that something's being teased, that's not bad. You did some good sleuth stuff. They put it out to the public. It was in the code, But if you go and hack somebody's system,
that's what I'm saying. How much fucking time and effort people who are never even going to get credit for the work and time they've put in, interns who are putting in 100 hours a week trying to help make this game the best it can be. It's shitting on everybody.
Well, and first, release, like first announcement, that first show that you do of a product, of a game, of anything is always so big. That's why companies like to keep things secret until they're ready to announce it. Like think with this Quest Pro like leak the other week, which we are skeptical of too. It's like, dude, they're gonna put up a nice showcase on the 11th of October 11th, where it's probably gonna show the headset in great lighting, give it full angles. Like I saw some people like ragging on that. I'm like, well, it's recorded in potato camera footage quality. Like, obviously you can't see the people are like, oh, the lenses look weird on it because of like one angle that the thing was held in. It's like, well, because that's not it wasn't supposed to be shown like that. How do you even know that that's the final product?
Yeah, I'm sure the guy who stole it found it, didn't have proper lighting and camera work there for this, you know?
And companies are going to spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars doing a full, like, media production, launching something or announcing it. Same thing.
Thousands. I bet you it is so much more.
Yeah, I decided to lowball. Sometimes I highball.
I heard
sometimes
10,000. I'm like, oh my God, that doesn't even pay for the lights.
That doesn't even pay for one dude. So, let alone Rockstar, one of the biggest video game, development companies.
One of the most respected too.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man.
They're very much
shit. No, you're hurting an OG here.
Look at how many games they put out. They don't put out a bunch of games. They're very much quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd rather not have things spoiled. I never like to open my Christmas presents before Christmas morning.
It's up to them to spoil what they want to spoil.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with this shit. It's just getting...
And people who look at leaks and then, like, bitch about the quality of stuff, it's like, nobody was supposed to see that.
It's not a finished... Yeah, if you look at a house that has no walls up, it's not a finished product.
Yeah, you walk...
There will be a house there.
Right? You walk up there, like, you're like, wow, there's no siding on that yet.
This is never going to work. Look at how shitty it is. The plumbing's not even installed.
Yep. Wow, the siding is the first thing you put on the head. It's like, what are you talking about?
No, whoever stole it, I'll tell you right now, you're a dick.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
Flat out.
I don't think it's... Even as a consumer, it doesn't get me more excited for things. With like it's a leak, it just doesn't.
No.
I prefer the Christmas morning opening up the gifts.
This was just a money grab is all this was at the end of the day. Or there would have been it would have been a leak, a dump, and you'd never hear from the person.
Yeah.
It's when you start getting threatening and you're breaking into systems. I just don't get it, dude.
Yeah. And again,
I'm old. What can I say? That's not how we rolled.
Yeah, look, if they snuck some like GTA 6 message into the code.
We break into your house and then go.
Yeah. They put some message like GTA 6 is coming and like the code of an update, and you were scanning that and you're like, dude, look at that.
Yeah,
that's fair game.
There are accidental leaks. There's people who have received products from companies that were experimental and they weren't supposed to.
Sometimes companies like to put hidden teasers.
Yep,
If you're a sleuth, you can find it.
You didn't,
you didn't break into anything.
Pry the door open to a place and be like, haha, I got one of their hard drives, or hacked into it remotely, and you didn't accidentally do it.
Yeah,
even you intentionally were like, I'm stealing their shit.
Oh, dude, even last week, some big YouTuber. This isn't VR related either, so I guess we're really going off. But he ran like an anonymous sub channel that was like doing leaks for like a couple years, and he accidentally commented on that page as his official page instead of it. So like this big YouTuber was getting early access, signing NDAs, and then breaking it under an anonymous account. Just for what? For clout?
Likes, dude.
Street clout? Like, what are you doing? It's so, I hate that stuff.
I've seen a lot of people, if you, search just for that very thing, there's a lot of people who have been busted doing that. They set up multiple accounts. Yeah. There was a weatherman, I think, who did it, and some woe is me story, but then people were like, whoa, check that out. He commented on his own shit as him, not this other, just weird.
Yeah, so I don't like seeing that stuff. It's like, dude, you're signing an NDA and then you're going to make some fake account just to be cool and leak it? For what?
You know what Rockstar should do is tell this guy or girl or group, just give us our shit back and come work for us, because obviously you're good.
You're obviously a good hacker.
You got talent, just it's misdirected, so let's put it into the programming.
Do you want to hear my honest guess?
What?
Max age of 16. Max.
Really? Oh, no, I'll go higher than that.
I'll go there probably 12 to 14.
I'm actually gonna go on the higher to 28 to 32.
Okay.
28 to 32.
I think the FBI said that they're
investigating
this incident.
Still living at home.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's see.
They're gonna get caught. I mean, there's no freaking way
And then their parents are, when it's a 14-year-old or 13-year-old, their parents are going to go, I thought he was just playing video games.
Now, if it is someone 16 or younger,
I'm pretty confident it is.
Oh, I'm going to die laughing when they pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
The door getting kicked in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
When parents have no fucking clue their kid's like one of the most terrible hackers on the planet right now.
That is 100% my guess. Like, I am so confident on it. It's not even like, if it was somebody above 20, 25, I would be like, oh, damn.
No, I was actually going with the higher just because I'm thinking the possibility of a disgruntled employee.
That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible. I could see that. Did they get hacked into, or was it just
more
internally?
I mean, still stolen.
But it's different than hacked.
Yeah, it's not hacked when you're the one who put the code there to be able to get into it.
And you had remotely. It already saved on your computer through work. Yeah, that's different.
A just-in-case clause that sometimes people take when they work for other people. Like, if they ever get rid of me, watch this. Office Space, we'll just skim a penny off the top. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I'm anxious. I want to see the person get caught just so we can see who won this age bet here.
I'll put it out on record too. I'm just not a fan of those kind of leaks.
They don't feel good.
I like official announcements when things
get
are like,
something in the mail and it's like a Cambria and it's like, oh my god, it has my name on it and it came from Meta, but I wasn't supposed to get this.
Yeah,
that was not stolen. That was somebody missent you something,
which has happened with tech companies before.
Yeah, like I said, I've heard of people getting experimental stuff. Yeah. Like, this isn't what I ordered. And they're like, oh snap, you're not supposed to even see that.
But that's much different than
or
heading to their headquarters.
Like the one you brought up last week too. The guy leaves the brand new fucking iPhone sitting at
on
a
bar,
and walks away. It's like,
I think that was the iPhone 4.
Can you blame somebody for being like, what the hell is this thing?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen one of these in my life.
And that story got a lot of skepticism from people too. Yeah. But I get it. But that Apple always.
So
was
they
before.
leave the part out where the guy found $1,500. That the guy who used to own that phone mysteriously finds $1,500, and in his excitement, he accidentally left his new iPhone. Wow, go figure. But no, it happens.
Yeah. So. Anything else to touch on?
I bitched enough.
That's all right. I got sidetracked too. I started talking about
that one just got me fueled. That's all.
Dirty leaks.
Or as the kids would say, got me tight.
Yeah. But so this Wednesday though, because we talked about it last week, we're gonna be talking about this NFL game, man.
Football, baby.
Football.
Omaha. Full blown football.
Omaha. I'm so fucking done with hearing that. All right, so check us out on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and definitely check out our Patreon. Like I said, links right in our show notes.
I'm crying with laughter.